I'd just like to add that it's okay to make mistakes, but you're right, Oscar, we stay there for forever, unless you try to delete it, but it's harder and harder. I guess one thing important is to find your own tone and keep it real and keep it genuine. Don't pretend, don't fake. And most importantly, when you are using those platforms, don't pretend you are someone else or that you are just a regular customer, just loving that brand in particular. People notice. So it's okay to promote your brand, but do it openly. Don't lie. It will backfire. Another way you can use social media is to get customers' feedback. Is that something maybe more from your Facebook page, for instance? Maybe did it change the way you were posting things, creating content?
Yeah, I think for us in general, it's following everything. Facebook page, as we were talking about earlier, Google Analytics. I think it's keeping attention to kind of what people are liking, what people are making comments on. We'll talk about it, I think, a little later. Looking into your Google Analytics, seeing which articles that you're writing are getting the most page views, see what works, what doesn't work. I think that is an amazing way to put you in the right direction in terms of giving your readers, your customer base, more of what they're interested in. So I think constantly keeping on tabs of your Facebook page and all of that stuff is really important. Sometimes I think as independent designers, you have so many other things going on in your day-to-day life. Your small businesses, you're trying to run the marketing, the design, the PR, the finance. It's sometimes really hard to check your Facebook page and see what's going on, but it's super important to stay connected to your customer base because that's, at the end of the day, the most important thing that you have in your business.
Just adding on to that, make sure that you have all your Facebook notifications and everything come through to your email so you can see it straight away because you want to act upon that. Social media is a conversation. It's about conversing with your clientele. It's about getting to know them as much as they're getting to know you. Another really good thing is to, when you post anything, make it an open question. Ask a question. Don't just post a picture of your new design and say this is my new design. Ask someone, what do you think about this color? Would this cut suit you? Ask an open question and expect people to talk back to you. If they don't, change what you're saying, but make sure it's open. I think that's the biggest thing because what you want, especially on platforms like Twitter, is a conversation. So.
Jennifer, I think Elle is very active on Facebook, and people tend to comment a lot.
Well, I guess another tip is also to be very open-minded. Being on social network, meaning everything is public, and you have to accept that there are people out there who may not like for example, our magazine cover. When we put out the next cover girl of the issue, then maybe people don't like it, or why we choose that. But have to be open-minded because you have to be responsive as well. You can turn that into something as a research tool because you trial and error and you know what are the feedback, and you have to be responsive in a positive way. For example, we launched an iPhone app that immediately, in a few hours, there are our fans telling us it's very slow to download, and in a minute we have to figure it out to fix the problem. And so it's a really good feedback tool where you know what's going on out there, what they like or not, and you have to be very open-minded.
Thank you. We've been talking a lot about all the online space, but actually, today we are meeting face to face, right? And social media is also about the real world. Jasmine, maybe you want to develop on this?
It's just as important to meet up with your customers and your clientele outside of social media. Social media is not social media is just a stepping stone to getting to know them even more. I'm going to pass the microphone over because you both do events, so it's probably more.
Well, what we found that we can do with Facebook is we can actually look at our likes or our followers as potential customers. So we have events every month, and what we do is we can invite these likes or these followers to these events and basically change these likes into purchases. So the tool that I see Facebook as, or social media as, is kind of almost like a cold calling. Like they're setting up the initial sales so that I can come in later and then basically invite these people to the event and finish off that sale. So it's been a great tool in that way.
I mean, I pretty much agree with what Anthony said. I think in what we do in particular is we have the online component and the offline component. I really think as independent designers, it's essential for you to have that as well. Whether it's something that you do on your own, meaning you grab the email list and you put on your own event, or you establish a relationship with various websites around town that do something similar to what I do. I think at the end of the day, a lot of people are visual people. They want to, as much as they want to believe and want to purchase something immediately from the internet, a lot of people want to look at it, they want to touch it, they want to feel it, they want to meet the person behind the brand and learn the story as to how it came to be. And I think holding events at your shop or at bars, or a lot of independent designers get together and they do the private sales events. I think it's super important for the brand to put those hours in, making sure that you're connecting in person with your user base. So I highly recommend it, and I actually think it works best in conjunction with the online and offline component to marry the two together.
So social media is also about building bridges with the real world. So of course, people are more and more online and connected the whole day, but they're still valuing personal contact and see who is behind the brand and who is behind the brand they are buying from. I guess, Oscar, maybe we can now move to the most tricky parts. How you track levels with social media profession?
Yeah, for most people, the analytics is probably the most unsexiest part of the business, but it's actually really relevant. And also, once you get sort of a better understanding how it works, it's actually really nice to follow it. I guess most people get a lot of feedback from comments and what people like and don't like. But you can also get a lot of feedback and insight of your clients or the type of market, type of audience, what they like to hear and what they don't like to hear, if you just follow the analytics. There are many free ones. Obviously, Facebook has their insights, analytics, and Google Analytics. People that actually start a blog or have a blog, make sure that you actually include this. So ask a programmer or someone else that wants to build this website, or if you build it yourself, include Google Analytics in there. There's a lot of details on Google Analytics. Probably the biggest, what people probably look at most on analytics is how many visits they get. You can really drill that down into Google Analytics, where they come from, how long they stay on your page, and which blog they like or which posting they like. So if you have a frequent posting, every Tuesday you post about dresses, you can actually see on that particular day how many people click on that particular link. So if you have a schedule of posting and writing, and you match that with your analytics, you can actually see how successful it is. You can see whether people like a particular posting or don't like it, and compare with previous weeks or previous days. The majority is using, I guess, the website to build brand awareness. So unless you are a e-commerce website, I guess you have objectives to use the website. But so if you use it for brand awareness, check your analytics. And Facebook is the same. Facebook can check how many people click on it, how many how many people talk about it. Talking about it when people repost it, comment, and repost it on other, or share it on other posts. That's one thing that people really look at. And one, I mean, I can really talk very long about this, but I don't want to bore you too much. I can talk about this afterwards if you want to know more. But one note I like to make about, especially Facebook, is that people get something really obsessed about followers. It is great to have a lot of followers, but the tricky thing is, as we mentioned at the start, how do you convert all those followers into sales? Because ultimately that's really what you want to do as a business. You want to turn those followers into sales. Unless you're like a company like L, or an advertising business or marketing company where volume is very relevant, so 100,000 followers, you can go to your client and say we have 100,000 followers and therefore they advertise. But if you're a fashion brand and you sell clothes, 100,000 followers does not mean they're going to buy your item. So you need to think about how to engage those followers and get those followers to your shop or